Hey, what is going on out there, gamers? Hope you're having a great day. This is Squirrely. Thank you so much for joining me as always. Well, here we are again. You guys asked for it. Another episode of my series rating and reviewing backpacks. This is where I look at public figures, their backpacks, what are they hiding, what kind of cool things do they have in there, because in Team Fortress 2, we have hats and war paints and loadouts and trading and all these things we can use to express ourselves. So looking at someone's backpack tells a story of their history, what they like to play, what they like to do, their personality types with certain loadouts and items. So it's really fun to dig through these backpacks, especially when someone has been around for a long time. So if you guys are new to this series, check out episode 1. We looked at Uncle Dane, none other than the NG main, who actually has a backpack looking like a trader main. Check that out if you missed it. And then we looked at episode 2, which is looking at Banny, competitive player and streamer. Also has a very, very nice backpack. But I'm really looking forward to episode 3. Someone who's been in the community for a very long time, CeeJaey. He's a trader, he's a YouTuber, he's a streamer, competitive player, also done casting, unboxing, a successful YouTube channel. Like anything you can think of, CeeJaey has been there and done that. And he's just been around for a long time. So it's great to see that consistency and a friendly face over the years. So let's look at CeeJaey. Let's see what's in his backpack. Also, if you guys stick around to the end of the video, I did ask him some questions that I think you'll find pretty interesting. He's going to give you guys some advice and some of his personal favorites of his own items. So stick around till then, but let's take a look at CeeJaey's backpack together. And of course, if you guys like my content and you want more stuff like this, or just any of my videos that I do, all I ask is you like the video, maybe leave a comment or share with your friends. Subscribing also helps out a lot too. So thank you so much for your support. Let's get into it. So we have a lot of things to get to, but let's start off by looking at the profile page because that's going to tell you a lot right off the bat. The first thing I like to see is that his profile picture on here is a big, happy, smiling demo. So you're thinking, I don't know, is this maybe a demo main or someone who plays a lot of demo? But then also the sunbeams, because he is an OG player. He's been around for a long time. So that's some other theme you're going to see is a lot of really nice first-gen effects, sunbeams, scorching, burning, things like that. And also just gold, right? Look at this, a lot of gold. So you can see this is someone probably with a fancy backpack who's been around for a long time. Of course, you can see on here his socials as well. Like I said, he's been around a long time. He's got a lot of different outlets of content that he makes. Also, very cool, 15-year Steam badge. That's a long time. There are very few people with badges longer than that, especially that are still around playing Team Fortress 2. Then we come down here to this nice row of competitive badges. And if you just go through the list on here, you know, premiership, a lot of gold, first place. Down here as well, you'll start to see some for in-person events, like LAN events, things like that, which I think are really cool because you get these one-of-a-kind, very rare badges that you're just never going to see typically unless you actually went there in person and competed and won. So I think that's really, really cool to see those first-place badges from specific LAN events because a lot of people just play online, that's it. But someone who actually attends LAN and competes and is in the community is really, really cool. And of course, you got to have on here a really nice, rare, specialized kill streak. You can see community sparkle item on here. So this is just one of those items, like who has one of these, right? Very rare, very expensive, and it's on his showcase right here. But you can also see he owns a lot of items. He's done a lot of trading. Let's actually dig into his backpack and take a look at some of these finer things. Just on the first page, you can already say like, wow. I mean, look at these unusuals on here. Sunbeams, scorching, more scorching. This one has spells on it. It's also professional kill streak. Burning flames. Like I said, you're going to see a theme here with really, really nice first-gen hats, a lot of nice all-class hats, miscellaneous hats, and just in general, it kind of gives me flashbacks or vibes to like just older school traders in general who really liked the old school kind of original god tier classic hats like Tyrant's Helms and, Bonk Boys, Troublemakers, things like that. The nice burning hat with spells on it, professional kits and spells on these. So super, super nice. But let's take a look at all of his unusuals at one time. We're going to go to the filters here, drop down, and he has 60 unusuals. So, and you can obviously assume they're going to be nice stuff. So this is the first page we've pretty much already seen. A nice one, all class, mass flies. Let's see his unusuals on here, stat track, unusual weapons. So a good variety. Are these all energy orb? Isotope, energy orbs. Okay, so you can imagine a lime loadout with a green weapon and a green effect on it will look pretty cool. Also, he has some unusual taunts on here, all class ones. Let's see page 3. A bunch of taunts on here. I'd be curious to see if these are unusuals that he unboxed and he just keeps them because he likes them, or actually traded for some of these. But I know he does a good amount of unboxing. You can see on here, shiny piece, sunbeams, very cool. This is gifted probably from a friend or something like that. So a good selection, factory new. This is really nice. I actually had this one. It wasn't stat track, but this is a really nice looking war paint in unusual form. And you can see on here, pumpkin party, so some theme stuff on here. Unusual fire, he's probably saving on to that to unbox it during an update. But just a good selection, not like 100 unusuals, but the ones that he has are all nice, and you can tell they mean something to him. Like he has a certain type of color and flavor and just kind of, generation that he really seems to like, which is cool. Speaking of a nice collection of first gens and unusuals, let's take a look at his actual collector's items. So let's check this box here, and look down. These are really nice, and he's got a lot of them. I mean, typically you see traders like 1 or 2 collector's items, but an actual collector of collector's items is just really, really cool. And especially if you main a certain class, like heavy or scout or whatever, like soldier, like just to get these 2 alone would be like awesome. I mean, most traders just dream to get like 1 collector's item of like their favorite weapon or whatever, but to have gunboats on here and a rocket jumper, there's also professional kits added to some of these, as you can see, is a really, really nice touch. And some of these items, I remember when collectors first came out, I thought it was like silly, it's just red text, it's not a big deal, whatever. But some of these items have like become memes in their own way. And if you can get a collector's version of it on like your favorite class, I mean, some of these are worth a lot of money now. So it looks really cool. You can tell he's got a trader's history, a trader's experience, because he went out of his way to collect some really nice collector's items. And these are going to be worth a pretty penny. If he ever decides to sell, this is a really, really nice collection. Now let's take a look at his other badges. So if you type in season on here, you can see, I mean, he showcased the nice ones on his front of his profile, but he has a lot of a competitive experience. He has lots of badges and just kind of tells the story, like I said, of the years of playing. And, it's kind of cool to see people working their way up the ranks over seasons, going from silver to gold to platinum to 3rd place, 2nd place, 1st place. And it's just really fun, I think, in my mind, to watch people make that transition. And like, look at this. How cool I mean, I would love to have something like this, this kind of badge on your profile. Some of these things are just so classic, and you're never going to see these. And there's only one way to get them. And if you didn't compete at the right place at the right time, ready, steady, pan. I mean, some of these are just so fun. A lot of these badges are just kind of fun throwbacks to look at, but a lot of competitive experience, like I said, as well as he's done casting, so I'm sure he has some other nice items from casting and just being around for a long time. Let's also do a search for Stranges, because I want to see if he has any Australians, because CeeJaey likes to play a lot of MVM. He's been around for a long time. You can be assured he's got a lot of Australians. And in fact, I'm just kind of joking with you guys because I believe he has every single Australian in the game. Scattergun, rocket, flamethrower, sticky. I mean, pretty much every single one. I'm pretty sure this is all of them. And of course, they all have nice kits on them, professional kits, things like that. So once we get to the number ones, you can see number 1, 2, 3, and you're right, it just goes down the list over the years, which is really cool. I think crates are actually something that usually they're cheap, people just ignore them, but some of them have some really nice art style. Like some of these on here took a lot of time, you can see, to put energy into designing these really, really cool looking crates and keys over time. Like some of these are actually worth a good amount of money now. A lot of them aren't, but some of these are just so good looking. They're so artistic, and you can just tell how much time and energy went into the crate, the update, the case, the items. Like, I really like these because it gives you kind of a flashback to the old days of, oh my gosh, I remember when that came out. I remember unboxing during that time. I remember that update, whatever it was, or trading for these naughty crates, and it just brings back a lot of fun memories. So now let's take a look at his backpack on actual bp.tf, just to make it a little bit easier to see and absorb everything. So you can see, as of now, a top 150 backpack, and I'm sure he has some items on here that are either newer or unpriced. So I wouldn't be surprised if he has like a top 125 backpack, something like that, which is nothing to shake at, right? Even like a top 500 backpack is pretty good. Top 200 is great. Top 1 something is awesome too. And I'm just sorting his backpack right now by value, and I also put this on all so that you can see his backpack and the items over time. Has just been growing and growing steadily, and there's been times where it looks like he had nice stuff, he probably cashed out some of it or traded it, and he's been building up over time. But his backpack is pretty much just continual growth over time, which is nice to see. If we scroll down here as well, you can see a lot of really nice items, just things we've already shown you guys, but now you can see the kind of value on them. And a lot of these items, like I said, he doesn't really have very many things for sale. In fact, he probably has nothing for sale. Let me check live if CeeJaey has anything for sale. If he doesn't, I'm going to be impressed. Look at that. That is a legit TF2 player, a real school collector and trader, someone who just doesn't care about the profit or money. They want things that they like and enjoy, and they're going to hold on to them. So CeeJaey has a top 150 backpack, and he's not selling anything. That, to me, I don't know, it's just kind of cool. I mean, I'm always for making a profit and trading, but I have a respect for people who can just enjoy things and not always be looking to flip them and sell them. So these items are just going to constantly, slowly go up over time for the most part. Of course, having nice items in your backpack doesn't guarantee they're going to go up in price, but some of these items that were rare and special years ago are only going to become more rare and more special and more expensive. And as you can see on here, over time, different special items that have come out that are kind of rare. I remember when these first came out, they were super expensive, the unusual taunts. And it's fun to look at these backpacks just to see not only the sheer volume of cool things that have come out. Ooh, he's got a nice number on here, man service medal. But let's see, let's organize his backpack by time, or excuse me, let's just do it by... Yeah, let's do it by time and see what we get on here. if it's going to load. It might crash because there's too much stuff. So you can see newer items. He's been playing some MVM. Kind of feels like we're stalking him. His backpack. He's been playing a lot of MVM. Look at all this stuff. But I actually wanted to see back long time ago, kind of his first items that he had. So also an OG, when you see this Cheater's Lament, you do not see that very often. That's really cool to see. A bunch of vintage items, which is super cool. You can see when he got his badge, Soldier of Fortune. And look at these. It's just really cool to see these vintage items. This is a nice item. Genuine items that are just, he probably got all these and earned them, the old school way. He didn't trade for them, didn't sell them, and he's just been holding on to them, which is cool. So this is a really nice backpack. Any way you look at it, like I said, CeeJaey's been in a little bit of everything. And the one thing I want to see actually is by quality, because I want to check if he has a lot of unpriced items. Here's all the genuine items. You can see all the different badges and events and tournaments and silly things that he's been over. Whale donor. I mean, this is really cool. Something else I didn't mention is, he looks like he likes to get involved and participate in different events and charities and give back to the community, which I think is super cool. A bunch of really nice vintage items on here, including this one, which is impossible to get. I would love to get a lo-fi long wave, but you can only get it, I believe, if Critscast awards it to you if you win like Player of the Week or Player of the Month or something like that. So something I need to work on is getting this, because I want to put unusual on top of the tower, like Kilowatt or Sunbeams. I think would look pretty good. All of those unusuals that we just looked at. And let's go to the bottom and see if he has the unpriced stuff. So look at this, a whole wall of really nice unusuals that are just unpriced. These look like war paints, some other war paints on here and different unusuals on here too. But just a nice solid backpack all around. Any way you want to shake it. Like I said, CeeJaey has been around forever. He's done a little bit of everything. And so this backpack is just a lot of fun to look at because it tells so much history. Alright gamers, well for those of you who made it to the end of the video, I want to reward you guys with some of the questions that I asked CeeJaey, and he was nice enough to reply, because for me, I always like to see the behind the scenes credits of a movie or a show. I want to see inside the mind of the director or the actor, so I think it's cool not just to see their backpack on the outside, but kind of get in the mind of the player. So CeeJaey was nice enough to answer some of my questions. I said, what is your favorite loadout? And he said it's for his soldier. He has a Scorching Tyrants, which is his favorite hat as of now, which is cool, super OG god tier hat. And he also has a Strange Allfather with the most points on it of any of his items, I believe. He also has a Highlander medal match from his first season winning Premiership, which I think is really cool. It means a lot to him. It's a really nice looking outfit, the lime, and I'll find a picture of that and share that as well. The next question was, what is your favorite unbox ever? His favorite unbox makes a lot of sense because it's not something super expensive or super rare, but it was his first unbox. It was on his birthday. He was in a server with a bunch of his friends, and he got an unusual taunt for the I See You sniper. The effect was 72, and he said it was just fun to get something, in the moment, something special with all of his friends in a server after unboxing for so long. So I can relate to that. That has a lot of sentimental value. Your first unusual is always a special one. The third question was, is there any dream items in TF2 that you have not owned or traded for already that you have not achieved? And he said, of course, the golden pan. So as a true MVM player, you want to play the real way and earn things the real way, like earn Australians. He's gotten every single thing except the golden pan so far. The next question was, is there anything in his backpack, such as a collection, that he's kind of most proud of or would want to kind of show that he put a lot of energy and work into? And you already saw a bunch of them already, but one of them he mentioned, I completely forgot, was his haunted item collection. He has pretty much, I believe, every single haunted item in the game, which is just cool. And some of these loadouts are just so spooky and so silly and so wacky. I mean, a lot of these, you forget that I forgot this item's in TF2. It's so crazy and silly. And some of these have also become very expensive. He has a lot of them, a lot of strangers as well. These are all tradable. So these are not ones that he just earned and they're sitting in his backpack. These are actually ones he traded for or he earned the hard way. And some of these are really nice and have gone up in price a lot. My final question to CeeJaey was, does he have any advice or message to newer traders or beginner traders? And his answer actually was something I could not agree with more. He said basically, trading was a lot harder now than it used to be back when he started in 2010, 2011. His advice would be proactive. So don't sit around. Don't just have your items up for sale, list it, and just sit back and wait. You have to be proactive, look for good deals, look for offers, make offers on other items, and just basically the more energy you put into it, the more effort that you're going to try, the better your results will be. So don't be so passive. Don't just buy 10 things and list them and just wait for an offer. It's probably not going to happen, but be proactive, look for things, try to move things around. As always, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it, and I could not agree more. So now we come to the very end where we actually have to give a rating to CeeJaey's backpack, as well as give it like a term or phrase to kind of explain overall, to wrap it all up together. And I was thinking like classy or fancy or something just nice. It's just a nice backpack. How else to say it though? And I thought about it like, you know what? Legit. The word is legit. From a collector standpoint, traders, competitive, like any way you slice it, his backpack is just legit. It's professional, it's classy, it's well put together. You can tell he put a lot of time and energy into collecting nice items. And one of them I actually forgot about is he has a collection of strangers that are all signed by like really, really nice competitive players. People that are, some of them are retired, some of them that are no longer playing, some of them that are living legends, or people that just you don't really see or hear anymore. So it's like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that collection of nice strangers that he has just sitting there from other high tier players. So that's also really cool. So honestly, there's nothing I can ding him on. To be honest, it's like there's almost impossible to find anything negative to say about his backpack besides maybe he could have renamed more items to be like silly or put a little personal touch. Like Uncle Dane had a ton of renamed items that are just goofy, but that's the only thing I can think of. Him and Uncle Dane are probably tied, A or A+, a stellar backpack, however you look at it. And like I said, just legit backpack all around. It was a lot of fun looking at this. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment. How would you rate CeeJaey's backpack, as well as who do you think I should rate and review next? All right, well, I'm going to take off finally. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Do not forget, leave a comment down below who you think I should do next, as well as joining the Steam Squad, my Squirrely Treehouse Club, where all the cool kids hang out, as well as I release new videos, giveaways, fun stuff like that. So take care. Hope to see you guys in game soon. Keep a lookout for the next video. And until then, peace.
Yes!